Hi guys, welcome to my channel. It's me Suma. Thank you so much for watching. And as you have already read the title of this video, and we are going to talk about how to select the best shampoo for your hair or best shampoo for frizzy hair. I have gotten so many tons of questions on to select a shampoo for you, asking me to select a shampoo for you, or how one should select best shampoo. What is the best shampoo for frizzy hair? I mean, is there any best shampoo at all, or do we have to make one best shampoo, or what are the best options available? So I was like, I definitely need to make a video on this. And just to start off with, I would like to talk about how shampoos are not meant to tackle frizzy hair, because shampoos are not made to make your hair feel less frizzy, because shampoos are made to cleanse your scalp, to cleanse your hair and remove any kind of oil and dirt from your scalp and hair. And when it comes to frizziness of the hair, it is the duty of a conditioner or a deep conditioner to make your hair feel less frizzy. And again, when it comes to the term frizzy is very your hair can feel frizzy, guys. I mean, it's very natural, but then you can control the unwanted frizziness to up to 90%, and then just not bother about the rest of the 10% of the frizz that your hair has. All right. And now when it comes to shampoos can be drying and non-drying as well, and you need to know which one to select. And now when it comes to shampoos, there are many new brands, very and also old brands which claim to be herbal, and we tend to drive towards them, but then when we get them, they kind of dry out our hair, and we'll be having a big question mark, because we'll be like, it's a herbal shampoo and it has natural ingredients, why isn't it working for me? It is because the shampoos which claim that are herbal are not really herbal, and they contain extremely drying surfactants in them, like sulfates, and which you do not need them, and it is all in the marketing gimmick, guys. There are many Indian brands who use these gimmicks into attracting customers, saying that certain shampoo is herbal, it contains aloe vera, neem and all of this. Let me tell you something. If a shampoo or a product has at least 1% of aloe vera, they'll mention that it is made of aloe vera, and you do not know if it is really going to be there or if it is really going to do the job. And also, just because it contains aloe vera, that doesn't mean it doesn't contain any kind of chemicals, because many shampoos, many commercial shampoos that we have in supermarkets, which claim to have all the good things, also have bad things equally, like the SLS, SLES, which are the first ingredients after aqua you will find if you look at any label. And these are the ones you need to kind of avoid for your hair to feel non-drying. And also make sure these shampoos are free of silicones and parabens. And parabens is a very debatable ingredient, because few people are okay with using parabens because there is no certain scientific proof. Few people who do not like to use parabens just in case. So it's up to you. But then you are meant to avoid silicones and sulfates in any of your hair care products, because they're not going to do any good for you. And now when it comes to the best shampoo, so how do I select? How do you select? And now there are shampoos which might work for me, and there are shampoos which may not work for me, the same ones. And it's a sad reality that we need to always do a trial and error for us to know which is working for whom. And again, if you're someone who is used to using the supermarket shampoos, and if you want to switch to real good ones which are SLS free and which are very much on the natural side and less on chemical toxic side, then it takes some time for your hair to adjust, and you might face a lot of hair fall in the adjusting period. So don't get scared when you're changing the shampoo, or when you're changing from a sulfate filled shampoo to a sulfate free shampoo, because your hair needs to get adjusted to the new shampoo or the much organic one. So give your hair at least 4 weeks of time for it to kind of adjust to any new products you're using, because I see many people, when I say with many people this happens, when they try to switch to something that is much lesser on these things, they experience a lot of hair fall and all that. It's because of the change in the ingredients, it's because of how your hair is reacting to the new products, and it's completely fine. It's fine if you're going to see a change in at least 4 weeks. Otherwise, maybe you have to think about it, but it doesn't happen. It happens in very rare cases until unless you have very sensitive scalp and you use only doctor's prescription. Other than that, you should be fine with using or switching to a much better one. And now coming to the brands, there are very good Indian brands that are catering to good products that have created shampoo. So when it comes to Vav shampoo, I would like to clear this as well. So Vav has this apple cider vinegar shampoo and people hated that shampoo, and the second variant didn't lather much, and it's very much a mild shampoo, and the first one has sulfates, I guess, and it lathered a lot. So there is a difference in formulation, but then when you're using something that contains apple cider vinegar, you need to be very careful and you shouldn't be using it every day. Apple cider vinegar is a very strong ingredient no matter how much you're going to use in it, and if it is a main ingredient in the shampoo, you have to use it only once in a month, or once in alternative weeks. I would suggest only once in a month. So there are people who are using this apple cider vinegar shampoo every 2 days and they're complaining about hair fall. It doesn't go like that, guys. So what I'm saying is that there are certain shampoos which do not suit us, so it's fine, and there are certain shampoos that didn't suit me as well. So yeah, we need to know about the ingredients as well, because there are many strong ingredients that are being put in shampoos these days, and you shouldn't be using them every day, because there are people who shampoo their hair every day, and when you use apple cider vinegar on your scalp every day, which is not required, you'll definitely see more disadvantages than the advantages that certain ingredient provides. So yeah. And now let's talk about using a conditioner after using a shampoo. Now there is a lot of propaganda regarding conditioners, like conditioners create hair fall, that conditioners are not good and shouldn't be applied, and all of this. I have seen many salon people say that to customers, and I'm like, what are you even talking about? So if you really want to control frizz in your hair, you need to use a conditioner for sure. And for conditioner, I do not mean that you need to use a supermarket conditioner that contains or that is filled with silicones and that does nothing good for you. I would suggest you to use a conditioner that is silicone free and paraben free, and that contains, which is more on the natural side, and which contains hair strengthening ingredients in them, and such as protein, and also you need protein moisture balance. So now when it comes to protein moisture balance, there are certain ingredients like amino acids which are much higher in protein, and there are whey protein as well in certain conditioners. So these kind of provide the strength in your hair. Protein is very much important for your hair. You need to intake it, and also you need to apply on your hair, because it strengthens the hair bonds and also the follicles, and also it will help you with the definition and structure of your hair. So protein plays a major role in your conditioners, and if you're looking to fight frizz, definitely add a conditioner in your routine. And I would like you to add something that doesn't contain silicones, and I will link all the good shampoos and conditioners I have used in the description for you to check them all, so that you would know which one to use and which one not to use. For example, I wouldn't buy Pantene Doe conditioners because they are not silicone free. I will suggest you buy conditioners from Requel, Fix My Curls, or Let's Curl Up. Vav coconut conditioner is amazing, and then there are many other conditioners. I can't just talk right now about them, but I'll link them all below, whatever I have used. And also there are deep conditioners. If you have highly frizzy hair, instead of using a conditioner, use a deep conditioner. Now if you ask me what is a deep conditioner is nothing but a much richer formula and also it contains much intense ingredients that need a lot of time for your hair to absorb, and a deep conditioner is needed to be put on your hair for at least 20 minutes for it to do its job. So if you are someone who would like to do a deep conditioner, or if you would like to use deep conditioner in the place of conditioner, this is how you do it, and it will give you much better results. And also whenever using a conditioner or a deep conditioner, do not let it touch your scalp, because that's not they're meant for, but you can apply from all over your length and let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes and rinse it off. And after you rinse it off, please do not rub your hair with a cotton towel or kind of do this. Many people do that. Don't do that, guys. Use a nice turkey towel or use your t-shirt to kind of remove all the wetness in your hair. That will help. If you have straight, it doesn't matter what kind of hair you have. If this happens to all kinds of hair, so you're using a good t-shirt or a microfiber towel or a turkey towel for you to remove all the wetness from your hair, and do not do this. You're causing a lot of friction there. And yeah, these are some of the tips that you need to follow to get best results out of a shampoo or a conditioner, and these are some things that you need to follow while selecting a shampoo for you. And no certain thing as best shampoo for frizzy hair, because I myself wouldn't use the same shampoo for more than 3 months. I would want to switch it to something else. So if you're looking for something, look for a sulfate free shampoo, look for a silicone free shampoo, look for shampoo that doesn't contain any kind of drying alcohols in them. There are many kind of alcohols in, and I'll also put that in the description box. Please check it. You do not want drying alcohols in your shampoo and all of that stuff. Use a mild shampoo, and also don't panic if you don't see results just with one wash, because it takes time for your hair to adjust. Give your hair some time. Don't be too harsh on it, and don't try to change it overnight. And yeah, these are some of the tips for you to select how to select a best shampoo, or how you can get best results, and don't expect best results just by using a shampoo. Try to use a conditioner along with a shampoo for you to see healthy hair, I would say. And yeah, that is all. That is it, guys. And do not forget to check the description box, because that's where I'm gonna put a lot of links to conditioners and shampoos that I love. All right, thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you in my next video. Please subscribe to my channel if you like this video, and yeah, stay safe. Bye.